race, and Bevan Dufty has already declared. I
Yeah.
mean, what are you hearing about, the mayoral candidates or potential?
Well, I'd say right now the odds-on leader in probabilities of being elected mayor is Leland Yu,
Oh, okay. All
who is
right.
definitely running.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if Phil Tang's making noise about running,
Phil Tang?
yeah, he's talked about it, I know. And if you have two Chinese guys, two Asian politicians running, then it becomes a question of how is that going to split the vote? But at this point, there's so many people who are considering entering, including some in statewide office right now. Everybody's kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
So it's like saying who's going to win the Super Bowl a whole year from now. To this
What
point
is
in
it?
January,
That's
to
11,
say,
right? 2011 for the mayors of.
I believe that's a year, yeah.
Right.
But that's coming up. Now, one thing that may affect the mayor's election, another thing that's going to happen next year, is that the ranked choice voting is going to be questioned. A lawsuit's being filed sometime at the beginning of the year, challenging the constitutionality of the 1, 2, 3 voting.
Right.
Now, there's two things about 1, 2, 3 voting. One is that it's really hard to figure out, and it hasn't really done the stated purpose of reducing the cost of elections or of allowing very, very minority candidates, small parties, etc., to take over. Basically, the elections are still kind of controlled by the same machines and the same establishments. The same impurities we had in citywide elections certainly exist. You've gone through this once. In district elections. The other problem
That's
with
a tough nut to crack, I tell you.
Another problem is the cost of the ballots.
Oh.
Because the machinery is running out of space, software and hardware in the election department. As the ballots get longer, and then you have the ranked choice voting, it's more costly, and there's going to be a lawsuit that says this is unconstitutional. It has a very, very strong chance of winning. I've seen the suit.
Do you think so?
Oh, very strong chance of winning. They have enormous amount of cases of
really?
Where people's basically the rights, the opposite happened to them under ranked choice voting than it would have been if there was just a free election.
So who are the plaintiffs then?
The plaintiffs in the suit, the suit was financed by some interested, I guess you call them property owners, but people who are involved in city politics, and just said, wait a minute, one of the things that's making it impossible to deal with city government these days is ranked choice voting. So let's pay some lawyers to take a look at this and see if it. Well, the answer was it's unconstitutional, and it's very likely a federal court is going to declare. They'll probably ask for a writ, an immediate decision, unconstitutional. Now, then the supervisors are going to be in the position of the city attorney will have to say, we want to appeal that or challenge that, right? That's his job. He's got to do that anyway.
Dennis here have to say.
That'll be Dennis' job. Well, I think Dennis privately.
Dennis here is running for mayor, so whatever benefits him.
Well, it's the same part of government. We're talking about some things, a change in ranked choice voting, and a real examination of nonprofits, their interlink. Those two things will have a big effect on city politics, and not just elections, but the cost of government. And so that's at least two things that are happening.
We have a few who are termed out. We have, Michaela Pierre.
Yeah, well, she's running, statewide now.
She's running for...
And Clint Riley is hard at work trying to get his wife into that seat, right?
I like Janet Riley, actually.
Yeah.
She's a nice
She's
lady.
Very nice. It's not her it's a problem, it's the husband.
Oh, come on.
No, her problem is the Hillary problem. If you elect Hillary, what do you do with Bill?
Actually, I like both of those guys. Clint is not bad. It's just, he's got such a he's like a Joe O'Donoghue in one sense. It's either you hate the guy or you love the guy. So, but Jack Riley,
it's going to be very hard
she's
for
nice. She's
for
a nice
Clint
lady.
for Clint knowing his history. He's trying to redeem himself now by getting involved in Catholic charities and things.
Yeah.
But knowing his history, I don't see how.
Kamala Harris.
How if he has a wife as a supervisor, his hand is not going to be in this thing.
Well,
And I agree with you. Janet Riley, standing alone, is an attractive candidate and seems like a very good person.
Yeah, except it's the husband was the money. So.
Yeah, it's like the Hillary problem. Nothing against Hillary, but the biggest problem when she was running against Obama was people were saying, well, the husband, if she becomes president, then he'll be back in the White House.
Exactly.
That sort of thing.
Well, what do you think of Kamala Harris running for Attorney General? Do you think she has a good shot on that?
I think the death penalty thing is going to be very tough on her.
Yeah.
Again, it depends. There's not ranked choice voting in statewide elections, so I think she has a chance, and it'll depend in the end how many candidates there are, and how much money she can raise.
Alberto Tarico is pretty strong, huh?
Yeah. There's and
it looks like law enforcement like him a lot.
Yeah, and law enforcement has a lot of money to spend
Exactly.
in races like that, and a lot of influence. But she's spunky, and she's a good campaigner.
Yeah.
And if
She's a hard worker.
if she's able to raise sufficient money, and so far she's been starting to do pretty well. But politics has become a very expensive proposition.
Exactly.
If she's able to raise the dough,
Well,
I'd say she has a good chance.
Yeah.
She does, even carrying the problem of being against the death penalty with her. Right?
Yeah.
Now, myself, I'm against the death penalty, but politically, if you're running for state attorney general, who has to deal with the death penalty, and you're coming in against it, you almost automatically have got the conservative small towns, and you have the police establishment and the prison establishment, the prison mafia, and all the money they have to spend, all those unions and everything. And so you got a lot of money against you because you have that principle.
Exactly. Well, you know what? We have less than a minute. So, what are you looking at? Well, we have less than a minute to go. So,
well, you got it. There's going to be a war on the nonprofits, revealing their secrets, how much money they're getting, and their duplication of city services as part of an examination of the budget. And there's going to be a serious attack through the courts, and otherwise it's going to be a big issue with the Board of Supervisors on ranked choice voting and throwing that out. That's two things coming up for sure.
Well, that's going to be... San Francisco is one of those cities, you can say anything about it, but it's never boring. So.
Never boring.
It's never boring. But it's the same people every time. Same players, and they morph into something, call themselves something different. But anyway,
not that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you so much, Warren, and have a nice evening. Good night.